Sorry. Technologically challenged. Are we ready? Okay. Thank you all for coming here today. We're at the York Fairgrounds in York, Pennsylvania at Strathmire Christmas Trees. I am Garrett Strathmire, fourth generation. Um, I was told to tell a little bit about our family. That would take a little while. But anyway, we've been in the Christmas tree business for well over 75 years. We've been part of the Trees for Troops program since its inception in 2005. Um, and we've been at the York Fairgrounds probably 20 some years. So we grow all our trees locally. York, Adams, Franklin, Dauphin County, and sell them here and also in lots around York, Lancaster, Harrisburg. Um, we've known Secretary Redding for quite a while.
30 years.
Quite a while. But anyway, we've been very blessed to be able to give back to the community. My dad always said, give back and the community will give back to you. So that's what we try to follow, that golden rule. And with no further ado, I'm going to introduce Secretary Redding and let him take it over. Thank you.
Good. Garrett, thank you. Thank you. Garrett, thank you, and good morning, everybody. Just a special note of thanks to the Strathmire family. Of one of the busiest days and times of the season, they pause to host this Trees for Troops event. So we say thank you to Gary and Robin and Fred and the entire Strathmire family. What I appreciate most is the philosophy that the Strathmire family has about giving back, right? They're one of the early adopters of the Trees for Troops program when it started 15, 16 years ago, and they've committed every single year to provide trees for those men and women who are somewhere around this globe serving and protecting us. I very much appreciate that philosophy. I appreciate what they do, but also that they're a key part of agriculture. You know, this is a season where we get the benefit of harvesting these beautiful trees, but they have been in the care and stewardship of this family and their employees for many years. And it's part of the challenge of satisfying the call for trees this year, right? When you see the wildfires of the West, you see the droughts, you see the issues that have taken place. Think of that as something that has occurred over 5, 6, 7 years' time or longer, and that creates its own challenge of supply. But we're here today to really do something simple in many regards, but also critically important, and that is to participate in the Trees for Troops, where we as individuals can purchase a tree from Strathmire and one of the participating families around Pennsylvania and across the country, and make that donation of a tree to a family member who is serving somewhere here in the United States or abroad. And it's an important moment because we gather around that tree at home, right? Trees are something that conjure all of the imagery of the season, but it's also where we reflect, we think, we pause, we celebrate, and we enjoy the company of family. But we also have to realize, to stand here in the comfort of this day, there are people who are sacrificing for us to make that happen, to make that possible. In this country, 2 million folks are involved in production agriculture. So 2 million feed us and take care of us. There's another 2 million that serve our nation in the armed forces. And when you think about 2 million people protecting us and 2 million feeding us, the amount of responsibility that 4 million people have for our safety and our daily existence, and that is worth a pause any day. We can show that gratitude through the Trees for Troops today in this weekend. This is a wonderful partnership with FedEx and our Christmas tree growers here in Pennsylvania and around America. But we do that knowing that for them to serve and for us to have the freedoms we have, that is an incredibly important sacrifice. So I'm asking on behalf of the Pennsylvania, all of Pennsylvania, to take a moment this weekend and purchase the tree, donate that to the Trees for Troops, and that partnership will unfold across the U.S. and around the world. So on behalf of all of us in agriculture, on behalf of the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture, we are honored to be in this partnership to recognize our tree farmers, our families, but also to say thank you to those who serve and give of their time and who can't be at home with the loved ones around that tree enjoying their season. They have to do that apart and abroad. So on behalf of all of us, thank you for the service, and thank you to our tree farmers and those who are participating. But to do this, of course, we need a full partnership, and one of the critical partners for us is the National Guard. I'm very pleased to have Brigadier General McHugh with us today, who serves our Commonwealth and National Guard, but also knows well the sacrifices that are required to protect this state and this nation. So, Brigadier General, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Good morning, and on behalf of my boss, Major General Mark Schindler, the Adjutant General, it's my pleasure to join Secretary Redding and all of our esteemed guests for today's event. A special thank you to Strathmire Christmas Trees for hosting today's event and supporting our service members and our families. During this festive time of year, it is no secret that our nation's military troops are deployed to some pretty austere places around the globe. And add to that the separation from their family, the holiday season can be quite somber for some of our troops abroad. Trees sent overseas help to lighten the burdens of those away from their families. With a live tree, they can touch, see, and most memorably, smell a piece of home. It lifts their spirits in a way that very few things can. And when we're deployed, especially at this time of the year, those trees are just an added touch of home. The trees that stay stateside will brighten the hearts of our troops and families who are able to be home for the holidays. These free trees can also ease the financial burden that a stateside military family may face while their loved one is deployed. Even if not deployed, this kind gesture is very much appreciated. It's community support programs like Trees for Troops that helps to make our military the strongest in the world. As a result of the Trees for Troops program, service members and their families have one less thing to worry about. They can breathe a sigh of relief, sing a holiday tune with their family, and smile whenever they see that beautiful tree. These trees are also a great way to remind our military personnel that they are always thought of, that we pray for their safety, and that we are forever grateful for the sacrifices that they and their families make to ensure our freedom. Thank you to everyone who works to help make this program a success. The partnerships between the Christmas tree growers, donors, deliverers such as FedEx, and many others make this a truly magical season for our nation's service members and our families. Thank you for inviting the Pennsylvania Department of Military and Veterans Affairs to participate today. And a special thank you to our guardsmen and volunteers who stand behind me who are ready to load these beautiful trees. Have a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mark with FedEx, and it is our pleasure to work with Strathmire again this year and the Christmas Foundation for the Trees for Troops program. It is a wonderful program and a great way to give back to our military and thank them. This year, Trees for Troops will provide 16,000 trees to 75 military bases throughout the country and the world. And since its inception in 17 years, we have donated over 250,000 trees. And I can think of no better way to say thank you to our military with such a small gesture as to give them back a tree to our troops. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. I'm President Commissioner Julie Wheeler, and it's a great honor to be here today. I only have a few marks to share, but before I do, I just want to take a moment and thank the servicemen and women that are here today and thank them for their service to our community and our country.
Thank you.
At this time of year, I think the Strathmires are a great example of what it means to give generously. They live by that philosophy. I'm going to share a bit of a hallmark story about the Strathmire family. They've been very near and dear to my heart for many years. They delivered a Christmas tree to my grandparents who were in the Brethren home. And it was about 4 Christmases ago. I was a little bit behind in scheduling my delivery. My grandmother was passing away. And I called Garrett and I said, I don't know if my grandmother's going to make it through the weekend. Can you get a tree up here? And in less than 8 hours, there was a tree at their back door that was decorated with lights and ribbon, and my grandmother got to enjoy that for a few hours before she passed away. So to me, that speaks volumes about the Strathmire family and what they're about and caring about our community. So I'm really delighted to be here today to support Trees for Troops and to support the Strathmire family. So thank you and happy holidays.
Good morning, everyone, members of our military, families, neighbors, and friends. I'm State Representative Carol Hill Evans, and I'm grateful to participate in such a joyous and uplifting occasion today. The holiday season is a special time of the year to celebrate with loved ones, create new memories, and reflect on the many ways in which we have been blessed throughout our lives. It's also a time to give back to others in our communities and even volunteer our time to spread positive messages of hope and cheer. Participating in Trees for Troops events like this helps to remind us of the true spirit of the season. Even during special holidays, our brave women and men in uniform do not stop defending the liberties and freedoms that we enjoy because of their selfless service. However, we can play a small role in uplifting their spirits by participating in this initiative, ensuring Christmas trees are given to members of the military and to their families. Such a small act of kindness, when extended to the number of military members and families that Trees for Troops has over the last 16, 17 years, plays a significant role in the overall morale of our military members that may not get to spend the holiday season celebrating with their family. It provides a piece of home at a time when they and their family members truly need it. Over 250,000 trees have been delivered since Trees for Troops was spearheaded. In my mind, that means over 250,000 spirits that were lifted during the holiday season. And through generous donations and sponsorship, we will only see these glimmers of hope become brighter and brighter. This is a wonderful start to our holiday season, and being in attendance here today and participating in this initiative shows your commitment to the spirit of the season. I hope we can all take this energy from today and spread the message of joy, cheer, and a genuine desire to have a positive impact on the world around us. Thank you once again for allowing me to participate, to thank the men and women that are in uniform with us, their friends, their families, and each one of you. Buy a tree, donate that tree, enjoy the holiday, and above all, please be safe. Thank you.
Well done. Representative, thank you. You've summarized this event so well. I'll end where we began with a simple thank you, right? To the Strathmire family, to the Christmas tree growers of Pennsylvania, to the men and women who serve in our armed forces here at home and around the world. Thank you for the sacrifices, the commitment to letting us enjoy the freedoms we do, but also the pleasures of being home around our Christmas tree. That is our ask of all of you, to take a moment, participate in the Trees for Troops, buy a tree, sign it, put a card on it, and wish them happy holidays. But we couldn't do that without the full partnership of those who are with us today, our growers, the FedEx team, thank you, to those in the House and Senate and local governments, but to each of us. We say thank you for the work that's being done on behalf of all of our communities, but also taking the time to pause during this season and think and reflect and be grateful for those who are serving. And we can acknowledge that in part with a small gesture of a tree, and let those who are not here have the same pleasure, at least a touch of home. And as the General mentioned, maybe that smell will be what creates the feelings of that connection. So with that, thank you all for being here. Thank you for the Trees for Troops. Let's buy a tree, send a card, and Merry Christmas. Thank you. Thank you.
That looks great. And one more. Big smiles. 1, 2, 3. Got it. No problem.
Julie, you really gonna pick one up?
Sorry, ma'am. Oh, you're fine, you're fine.
I'm sure there's a way to do this.
I showed you several years ago.